Hello everyone, my name is Kiko Casa, and today I am presenting to you analysis of ecological and environmental changes in Biloxi, Mississippi. This project aims to investigate the ongoing environmental changes along the Gulf Coast, with particular focus on how these changes are affecting the environment and the communities that depend on it. The problem. Biloxi, Mississippi is facing multiple environmental issues, from hurricanes to rising sea levels, loss of uh, ecological marshland, and industrial pollution, oil spills. So the region is under a lot of environmental stress. And these are more than just physical changes as well. These events have impacted health, economy, and even the identity of the local communities. And one of the biggest challenges that we face in addressing this issue is the lack of data, which prevents us from accurately tracking recovery. And this study aims to be able to bridge that gap and provide the necessary data to aid in long term research. So my research uses a couple of case studies to illustrate these environmental impacts. There is the Biloxi March, which is actually located in New Orleans, Louisiana, but it had such connection to Biloxi because Biloxi does have wetlands as well. And another case study would be the Deepwater Horizon spill that caused widespread environmental damage. And of course, there's going to be other follow ups on other cases as well. And by studying these cases, we can better understand the connection between environmental change and community well being. And my study aims to answer uh, three, key, three key questions. How can GIS tools and imagery track and reveal patterns of environmental changes in Biloxi? How has Biloxi and the Gulf Coast landscape evolved over time? And what are the impacts of these changes on the communities and the ecosystems? So, a piece of research that I had a chance to review was the recovery and restoration of Biloxi Marsh in the in the Mississippi River Delta. And in this study, the author Kemp and his colleagues worked on the Biloxi marshland and connected how there was severe erosion that was caused by artificial canals like the MRGO, and as well as the marsh's ability to be able to combat sea level rise in certain areas due to sediment accumulation. And their findings suggest that while some marshlands can recover, um, they only can recover if managed properly, and others may continue to degrade without intervention. Another study I had a chance to review was the Deepwater Horizon spill through the lens of human health and the ecosystem. And here, Lichtveld and his colleagues studied the health and economic impacts of the Deepwater Horizon spill, and it focused heavily on disproportionate effects, mainly on marginalized communities such as those with financial burden, or African American communities as well. And their research shows that many residents were excluded from recovery efforts and also faced health issues within the future. And many face also higher rates of PTSD, respiratory illness, and economic hardship. And this then the research helped me understand the broader social implications of these environmental disasters and how they can affect communities. So my methodology combined different spatial analysis with community-based research. I used different GIS tools, specifically ArcGIS and different maps to be able to see the environmental changes. And I've also analyzed satellite imagery, health data, and government reports. And I've also conducted interviews with local residents to capture the human side of the story. And this approach allowed me to understand the economic and changes of those who are impacted by who live here in the Gulf Coast. A few of the results was that the environmental data revealed mixture of positive and negative trends, such as restoration at site A1B. The shoreline increased by about 1.2 meters per year, which indicated successful restoration. Uh, However, nearby areas like A1A and A1C saw losses up to 2 meters per year, and sediment deposition was the highest in areas exposed to waves with rates ranging from 22 to 24 mil- millimeters every year. And finally, notably, the salinity levels in the area dropped sharply in 2018 due to the Bonnet Carre spillway event. More results that I found was studies like Gulf and Growth showed an increase in health issues such as anxiety, depression, and respiratory illness within the wake of the oil spill. And um, there were like substantial economic losses that were just staggering, especially in the seafood industry, which saw over 9,000 job losses in 2010 alone. And but sadly, the damage wasn't just economic; it also affected had cultural disruptions and financial struggles and health issues. And it affected these cultural practices because fishing is a huge industry within Biloxi. So with my research, it does have its limitations, such as there were data inconsistencies and the challenges of comparing changes over time due to different data sets. So that was very challenging. And because there's multiple issues and challenges that the Gulf Coast and Biloxi has faced, such as Hurricane Katrina, it's really difficult to isolate multiple disasters. And additionally, some community voices was not heard from, particularly some workers and elders and other marginalized communities, because again, the research was only uh, extensive to a short amount of time. And while Biloxi is a very important case study, it was hard to focus on one particular area of study. So the findings may not be universally applicable to other coastal regions, given the range of challenges that other coastal communities face. To conclude, the story of Biloxi is not just one of environmental strain or decline. It's a story about resilience and equality. And the environmental data highlights the physical changes to the land, while the community-based research uncovers the deeper social and human side to the research. And to support recovery, future strategies must integrate both ecological science and community engagement. And Biloxi has the potential to serve as a model for other coastal regions, showing that we can adapt and recover and thrive in the challenges of environmental degradation.